Hey everybody. I just did some audits last week, and there's a couple items I want to cover with you regarding palms. I'm seeing it, well, I've seen it ever since I've been working with you all and other vendors for that matter. But the issues with palms is something that has bothered me when it comes to what is selected for trim and what is let go. And more often, it's what we should be thinking about now is, okay, what is a good removal versus what do we let go? Because as you know, trimming palm trees does virtually nothing. As you know, our trim cycle is, well, some circuits we get to every 2 years, some 3, sometimes 4. But as you know, palm trees are more related to grass than they are to woody vegetation. So that means when you trim those palm fronds, that they grow back within a matter of months, not years. So trimming them is just, it's not really having the benefit versus what it costs to do them. And I know trimming one palm doesn't take very much time, but when I audit these circuits and I see 50 to 100 palm trees trimmed, some of them standing alone by themselves, I wonder how much time and money is being wasted, and time and money that could be spent on some of the bigger issues that we see in Western, like a lot of the overhang removals and some of the other large oak tree limbs that need to come off. So I put together a little something, and I wanted to explain to you that trimming palms, I'm generally not going to send you back to a lot of that. The issue with palms is, do we need to remove it or not? So if you identify a palm as a problem, don't trim it. I would just go take steps to remove it. And I see a palm as a problem when it's growing into sensitive equipment. And the sensitive equipment for palms is primary. It's when fronds grow into the transformer, and it's when fronds grow into open secondary. Palms are also an issue for all equipment when it's putting pressure on it, like when the head of a palm grows into wrap secondary or is putting pressure on the neutral, and those conditions. But if you just see palms on wrap secondary, and if you see palms on the neutral, just keep driving. And I don't want to see anybody trimming palms for communication wire. I see way too much of that. So please do me a favor. Let's try to talk to our general foreman about trimming palms and when not to trim palms and when to pursue removals. At this time, I know we cannot get every single palm out. I get that. But now it's to the point where we need to think about either removal or just letting it go. It has to have benefit to it, because you're making me pay for palm trimming that is futile. It doesn't do any good for anyone. So please, if you have questions on palms, I will take pictures and you can say, hey, would you trim this or not? And I'll give you, my 2 cents on that. But I did put together a little presentation on some of the palms that I've seen in the last couple audits. I'm not picking on anybody, but this is the kind of thing that I want you guys to think more about. It's just, is it worth trimming palms? The answer is generally no. We should be trying to get a permanent solution to some of these issues. So check out this next section. I have some examples to show you, and then if you have any questions or anything about palms, reach out to me. I'm always available. These queens aren't really near the primary. I guess the fronds were close, but to the neutral, but it's too far. There's no benefit to trimming these at all. This one looks like it was trimmed for the communication wire and maybe the neutral. There's not much benefit in trimming these either. Just let it go. Here's the same deal. Looks like 2 were targeted right there for removal. That's good, but the others didn't need to be trimmed at all. There's no benefit. Same thing. Looks like it was trimmed for the neutral. These all could have been let go. Don't trim them at all. This is what the palms should look like if you identify them as a problem, like if they're next to the primary or putting pressure on sensitive equipment. Again, cut for the neutral, not near the primary yet, and in a natural wooded area, you could just kill it instead. This is nowhere near either the neutral or the primary, so there's no benefit. This was a waste of time, so don't let that one go. All right, the one in the foreground, I guess, is near the primary. That's a 3-phase right there. That should be targeted for removal if you think it's a problem. Don't trim it. This one is also in a natural area. No one's even going to care if these are alive or dead, but it's near the neutral, not the primary. If you think it's a problem, just kill it. This is a good example of one that I like. Nothing was trimmed on this. It's within 6 feet of the secondary, and it's not trimmed. I wouldn't send you back. These were trimmed for wrapped secondary. That's something you can just let go. Now, if it's putting pressure on the secondary, you can remove it, but I would have just left it alone. This one made me upset. You have no business trimming something like this near the communication wire. This is a waste of time and money, especially because it was just one setup there. All right, this one, nowhere near the lines yet again. No idea why this was trimmed. This palm was set back quite a ways. A couple fronds were removed. It's nowhere near the primary or the secondary there. No benefit in trimming that. These likely should be targeted for removal. You can see that they are obvious problems for the secondary. Trimming will do very little to help reliability. Also trimmed for wrap secondary, maybe for the neutral. I guess it could be getting close to the primary soon. If you think it's a problem, remove. If not, leave it alone. These are not problems for reliability yet. Now, a whole row of queens just took up a bunch of trimming time for next to no benefit. We'll remove them in the future. More trimming for wrapped secondary. This would not have been a problem just to leave it alone. This is a problem. So a queen palm directly under open secondary. That's not going to be anything but problems going forward. So please target removal there. No idea why these were trimmed. These were way back and not causing a problem for anything. More trimming for the neutral. Would have been okay to let these go. That setup was basically for nothing. This one isn't a problem yet. If that grows in the future up to the primary, yes, we can target removal, but I would have just let that one go. I wouldn't send you back to that one. No idea why a couple clips were taken off of this one. Yeah, I don't get it. This is a good example of one where several were removed. You can see stumps maybe, but several other palms remain, and they were not trimmed, which is good because they weren't causing a problem. The tree to the left should be removed because it's close to that transformer. You can tell it grows into it. The one on the right could have been let go and not trimmed at all. This one likely should have been a target for removal. It is very close to the primary and will be causing problems in the future. Trimming it won't do anything. Another example of one that I'm glad was let go. It's within 10 feet, but it's not going to be a problem yet. So I would just not trim like the crews did here. All right, so thank you all. Hope you got something out of that. But just keep all this in mind. Just because a palm is within 10 feet of a primary does not mean it's a problem. Just because it's within 6 feet of a secondary does not make it a problem. Just because a palm fronds are touching wrap secondary or a neutral does not make it a problem for reliability. So please make good decisions out there. Use this money and time wisely, because we're doing a lot of good things in Western. Trust me, the reliabilities reflect that. I was looking for ways to make it more efficient, and trimming palms, doesn't always have the benefit. And I see so much of it. I'm starting to wonder how much better we could do if we just sort of calibrate or adjust how we're handling some of these. So I know we can't get them all, like I said. So there are going to be some that are iffy that we're going to leave, but I'd rather see that than a bunch of palms trimmed around equipment that's not going to make a difference. So, hey, I appreciate all your hard work. I appreciate everything you guys do. Keep it up and ask questions. Thanks.